All right, in 3.2, we are taking a look at how social interactions are impacted and connected to statuses and roles. So, first thing, we need to talk about social interactions. Central concept to understanding the nature of social life. Max Weber, who we've learned about in Outcome 1, stated that in order to take one's actions into account requires that we use verstehen, also a vocab from Outcome 1, which means a sympathetic understanding. So in studying society, we need to look at social interactions in a way in which we put ourselves in other people's shoes. A status is a defined position in a group or in a society which has attached to it one or more roles. All right, statuses are really the building blocks in society. These might be things like teachers, students, siblings. Okay, those are statuses. All right, in the definition before I said that statuses have multiple roles. All right, the role is the action, okay, a status that you inhabit, but a role in which you play. All right, so you play a new social role depending on what status, okay? Sometimes at first that may feel kind of awkward, as if we are pretending, right, when you first became a student or when you first tried out for something or started your jobs. All right, now we make sure that we understand social roles, okay, by the sanctions that we get. All right, so when we're looking at elements of social interactions, the statuses that you have can be achieved, ascribed, embodied. All right, and then you'll have a status, which is your master status. Depending on what statuses you have, you will have certain roles or expectations, okay? Roles are similar to norms, but they're specific to certain statuses. So role expectation being what you are supposed to do, right? And then role performance happening if there's conflict or strain, right? Because of the statuses that you have and the behaviors that are expected out of you, you're going to interact with people in a certain way. And this is a reference back to component 1, where we talked about exchanges, conflict, cooperation, competition, and accommodation. All right, so to review, a status is a socially defined position. This may be related to religion, excuse me, occupation, age. All right, some of your statuses are ascribed, being you have no control over them. Most of your statuses, though, will be achieved. There is some degree of control. All right, we said that roles are the actions, right? Multiple roles together would be like your role set. You guys as students are expected to study and take tests and attend school, right? All of these are in your role set. All right, so for example, if you were a service employee, all right, you would be expected to help the customer. All right, so here's another status. Here's how you'd interact with them. All right, you would be a worker. Okay, you might be a trainer. These are things that would be expected out of you. All right, sometimes you're going to experience role strain. A single role has conflicting demands. For example, a factory worker is expected to turn out a quality product, but they're also expected to keep the production line moving quickly. You guys as students, okay, are expected to study in all of your classes. This could lead to role strain. And other times, you're going to have role conflict. When someone has one or more status at the same time, and you're unable to enact the roles without violating the other status. Okay, so for example, if you were an Elks Club member and a policeman, right, you found out that your club has broken a law, right, and the duty to the job conflict with the expectations of club members, right? Maybe it's you guys as students and employees, okay, and the amount of time you have to be at work conflicts with the amount of time you need to be studying. All right, we talked about in outcome 1, the Irving Goffman said that our interactions are going to be impacted by something he coined dramaturgy. In order to create an impression, people play roles and their performance is judged by others, right? These interactions are governed by planned behavior designed to enable an individual to present a particular image to others. In everyday interaction, it is to meet the expectations of the role, not to fool or deceive others. All right, so it might be, here's what's expected out of a friend. Here's what's expected out of a partner. Here's what's expected out of a teammate. All right, in those different scenarios, those different statuses, you're going to interact a little bit differently. All right, now when we're tying together statuses, roles, and interactions, oftentimes it's helpful to refer to the stereotypes. These are the role expectations of a certain status, and they're going to influence the way that we interact with someone. If I told you that someone has the status of prisoner, you're going to expect certain things out of them. Your interactions will probably be a little more cautious. You'll be more likely to have exchanges or conflict with them than you probably would be to cooperate. Right? Maybe it is a cheerleader. Right? So when we expect certain things out of someone that has the status of cheerleader, we're going to interact with them in a little different way. Right? Maybe this is more cooperation because they're part of a team. Right? Exchanges happening all the time. All right. Other times it's going to be who you're interacting with. As a mayor, you're going to interact with people of a lot of different statuses within your community, right? Where you may not have those same interactions if you are a prisoner. All right. I think that's everything for today. That ends 3.2.